This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim pass the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks go 3-1 on the West Coast trip. I'm not even upset about it. I wanted to win this game. We all knew the Denver Nuggets were going to come in with a chip on their shoulder. But, you know, in the first half of the game, the Knicks actually played toe-to-toe with the Nuggets. But they ran out of gas. The Nuggets were just too much for the Knicks tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It was a good effort, a valiant effort. But the Knicks were unable to pull off the victory versus the Denver Nuggets. They stayed in the game. They kept fighting back in the second half. No matter what, we know this Knicks team is going to fight. They kept fighting back, but it just wasn't enough as the Nuggets eventually just overwhelmed the New York Knicks to beat them 113-100. The Knicks fall to number 5, ladies and gentlemen, in the Eastern Conference. Half game below the Orlando Magic. Now, either way, the Knicks would be playing, if the playoffs stopped today, the Knicks would be playing the Orlando Magic in the playoffs. I'd like to remain in the 4th seed. Keep that home court advantage, but right now, the Knicks are the 5th seed. Orlando would have the home court advantage. Now, do I feel comfortable with the Knicks playing the Magic? After the last time the Knicks played the Magic, and now, you know, having to play them in the playoffs, yes, I feel pretty comfortable with the Knicks being able to beat the Orlando Magic. But the Knicks are going to need OG, and they're going to need Julius Randle to make that happen, in my opinion. But the Knicks fall to 41-28. Half game behind the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic are 42-28. Every game right now matters, ladies and gentlemen. Every single game matters, and the Knicks are battling. They're battling. Now, the Knicks have clinched a postseason berth. Right now, the Celtics in the Eastern Conference, they have clinched the Atlantic Division. Then the Bucks, the Cavs, the Magic, and the Knicks have all clinched a postseason berth. So at least we have that, right? At least we have that. The Knicks have clinched a postseason berth. Currently 5th in the Eastern Conference. 2.5 games above the Indiana Pacers. 3 games above the Miami Heat. 3 games above the Philadelphia 76ers. All right. Right now, in the Eastern Conference, the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, are jockeying for playoff position. And tonight, listen, they went 3-1 on the West Coast trip. That's a good trip. Right? That's a good trip. No doubt about it. That's a very good trip. 3-1 on the West Coast trip. You know, when the West Coast trip began, we said we'd like the Knicks to go 3-1 at least. And we wanted them to win the first 3 and then have a chance to beat the Nuggets, and they did just that. Me and Tony talked about that live on the show. They did just that, and they were there. Obviously, they're injured. OG out. Julius Randle out. Mitchell Robinson's not fully ready. You know what I mean? So, the Knicks got to restart the winning against Detroit on Monday. Right? That's a nice game to come back home to be honest with you. Now, let's not sleep on Detroit because, you know, the Pistons have played some teams tough. shoot, the Knicks, they played the Knicks tough. You know what I mean? The Knicks won the game on what a lot of people consider a missed call the last time they played. So that's not just going to be a walk in the park for the Knicks. I'm expecting a win on Monday, but we'll get to that. Right? We'll get to that. Right now, let's take a look at the box score of the Knicks versus Nuggets game. Again, the Knicks lose the game 100-113 or 113-100. They were led in scoring by Jalen Brunson, 26 points for Brunson. All right, not your typical night. I mean, he didn't shoot the ball well from three, 47.8% from the floor, 28.6% from the three-point line. Their second leading scorer, ladies and gentlemen, was Isaiah Hartenstein. For the first time in his career, Hartenstein scores 20. He had 20 points tonight, 8 rebounds and 3 assists. And look, Isaiah Hartenstein showed a couple of moves in the post against Nikola Jokic. Maybe that's something the Knicks can go to every now and again. Right? Every now and again, maybe they can go to Isaiah Hartenstein in the post, a new wrinkle to their offense. Maybe. I continue to say it, the more that the Knicks play injured, the more they're learning about themselves, the more they're learning about their team, who may have hidden skills, who may be able to produce with some of these skills in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So shout out to Isaiah Hartenstein for his career high. Again, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks for Isaiah Hartenstein. He did foul out the game. Alec Burks finally had a decent scoring night. He had a decent scoring night a couple of games ago. He helped the Knicks win over the Sacramento Kings. But tonight, 18 points, 5 rebounds for Alec Burks. 5 for 11 from the field, 3 for 6 from the three-point line, 5 for 7 from the free throw line. The Knicks are going to need Burks. And as I speak about Alec Burks, Brooklyn Butch says Alec Burks is trash. I mean, he dropped 18 tonight. He dropped 18 tonight. What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? We're asking for him to do something decent. He did something decent. Look, Alec Burks is on the basketball team. He's not, he's on the basketball team. Tom Thibodeau was going to play him. Alec Burks had 20 minutes, played 20 minutes tonight. His best game as a Knick in this current stint, not overall, in this current stint. Deuce McBride starting his second game, 11 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 4 for 9 from the field, 1 for 5 from the three-point line. Dante DiVincenzo, 11 points, 4 assists. Overall, to be honest with you, overall, the Knicks did not shoot well from the field. 48.1% is what is on the board. But it's kind of skewed, right? Hartenstein was 80%. Precious was 80%. Other than that, everybody else, Bogdanovich, 20%. Miles McBride, 44%. DiVincenzo, 36%. Josh Hart, 20%. So it's kind of skewed because you had 2 guys shoot really, really high percentages from the field. Right, and between those 2 guys, they took 15 shots. With everybody else, the Knicks took 79 shots on tonight. So everybody else took 64 shots. So that number is really kind of skewed if you think about it. You know what I mean? From the three-point line, the Knicks went 35.5%. I don't want to, I don't know. I guess it's not skewed. Bogdanovich, 50%. He was 1 for 2. Alec Burks, 50%. He was 3 for 6. DiVincenzo, 3 for 8. He shot 37.5%. But from the field, the Knicks were a little bit skewed in their shooting. Josh Hart, Recently Josh Hart's been putting up triple-double after triple-double. It wasn't to be tonight. You know what I mean? Josh Hart, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist tonight. And, let's be real. Let's not, don't start killing Josh Hart. It's a rarity for Josh Hart to have those type of numbers nowadays. You know what I mean? He's usually giving you decent numbers out there on the floor. Somebody asked what was Alec Burks' plus minus. His plus minus was 4. All right? His plus minus was 4. Tony, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
What's good, son? What's up, chat? Your Blackest Time.
Yeah, how you feeling, man, about the game?
You pointed out we didn't make shots. I think another big factor is we didn't rebound the ball.
We did not rebound the ball.
You know what I mean? So again, not putting it on Josh Hart in particular, but usually he's given more than 3 rebounds. You know what I mean? And usually, we had 10 rebounds in the first half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we were not rebounding the ball. I think they made a conscious effort to take that away from us.
Mm-hmm.
So you combine that with us missing the shots and not getting those second chance points because we're not getting rebounds. You know what I mean? It was an uphill battle, but we fought. We was right there. So I'm pretty proud of this team.
4 offensive rebounds for the Knicks tonight.
You know that's probably a season low.
Yeah, it's got to be a season low. Got to be a season low. That's pretty tough. You know what I mean? 4 offensive rebounds. Normally the Knicks are between 13 and 15 offensive rebounds in a game. You know what I mean? For them to get 4 tonight against the Nuggets, they shot 48. They shot 48%, 35.5% from the 3-point line. So the shooting wasn't horrible. Again, the field goal percentage I think was skewed. You know what I'm saying? Because a couple of guys shot 80% from the field. But you needed those rebounds. You know what I mean? You needed to be able to grab those offensive rebounds. The Knicks had 8 second chance points.
That means we capitalized on the 4 we got.
we sure did. We capitalized on those 4. You know what I'm saying?
And, shout out to Ohead in the chat. He said I called it. I definitely did. Michael Porter Jr. He was the guy that really killed us. You know what I mean? Like he was the guy that we needed to contain tonight.
Yeah.
What he had, like 30, 31 or something like that?
Yeah. 31 for Michael Porter Jr. for
He's
the Nuggets
been on
tonight.
a tear.
Yeah, 31 points, 8 rebounds. He shot 81% from the field. You know what I mean? 81% from the field, 50% from the 3-point line. Only 2 for 2 from the free throw line because he only went twice. Jokic, 30 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists. You know what I mean? Did his normal thing out there on the floor. He shot 52.2% from the field. Only took 1 3, 6 for 7 from the free throw line. And then Jamal Murray, 23.6 rebounds, 4 assists. Twisted his ankle at the end of the game. Hopefully he's going to be all right.
Yeah, hopefully he all right, but he don't need to be all diva-ish. You know what I mean? Call a timeout if you hurt.
Right.
Don't sit on the floor moping in the middle of the game.
Yeah, I feel you.
Looking real soft out there. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Aaron Gordon, 10 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds for the Nuggets tonight. So the Nuggets get the Knicks back. All right, they get the Knicks back. The Knicks blew them out. The Nuggets didn't blow the Knicks out tonight, but it was a big win. Well, a big loss for the Knicks. Let's say that, right? Because it dropped them from the 4th to the 5th seed, half game behind the Orlando Magic. The Knicks, either way, they're going to be playing the Magic in the playoffs. I don't want to say that for sure. If the playoffs were to start today, they'd be playing the Orlando Magic, and they'd be in the 5th seed, so they'd be traveling to Orlando. Either way, I do think the Knicks can beat them. You know what I'm saying? I do think the Knicks can beat them, but the Knicks are gonna have to be healthy, right? You heard Mitchell Robinson is practicing, Tony.
Yes, sir. Practicing. Tip said he wants them to go through a couple of days or a couple of full contact. You know what I mean? But he's already did the the first one.
Right. And
he ain't trying to let nobody know nothing though. You know what I mean? Like, cause he's like, oh, he gotta do this, gotta do that. He still gotta get cleared by the doctors again, but then he's like, but you never know. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, sis.
He did say, I did hear during the telecast that he said that Mitchell Robinson would he's not gonna come and get extended minutes right away. He's gonna have to work his way up to that. You know what I'm saying? So that lets you know. I mean, you heard Mitchell Robinson, or you read that Mitchell Robinson said he doesn't mind coming off the bench. You're hearing this from Tibbs. That lets you know that the conversation already went down. You know what I'm saying? Conversation already went down that, yeah, Mitch, you're going to have to work your way up. Make sure that you're healthy. Make sure that your foot is strong. You're going to come off the bench, so on and so forth. But, I mean, it only makes sense, and that's the proper way to do it, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But it'll be nice to see him back out there on the floor when he does get out there on the floor and, see if he can help add to the Knicks' defense. The Knicks have been playing really, really good defense for a while. They played, I'll say the defense was decent tonight, but there was a lot of open holes. There were a lot of, open shots for the Nuggets tonight, I thought. I thought their ball movement really did expose, some of the Knicks, some holes in the Knicks defense. You know what I mean? 31 assists for the Nuggets tonight. The Knicks did have 28 assists. You know what I mean? So, they're moving the ball. People ask for the Knicks to move the ball. They're moving the ball, but it's not always generating points.
Gotta knock them down.
You gotta knock them down. You know what I mean? And sometimes they're over-moving the ball. I don't know how many times tonight, and we've talked about this before, how many times tonight they just overpassed, right? Bogdanovich had a shot, maybe it was fourth quarter, whenever it was, and instead he tried to kick it out to the corner and it gets stolen, right? Teams are ready for that cross-court pass that the Knicks do. The under-the-basket cross-court pass to the corner, then teams are ready for it.
The fake kickball, where he threw it right off his leg.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like teams are ready for that cross court pass. You have I think Isaiah Hartenstein tried to pass it to Precious under the basket. You know what I'm saying? Late in the game, overpassing. Take the shots that are there for you. You don't got to take. Okay, the ball movement is great, and I'm seeing a lot of cutting and moving and slicing and dicing, but that's all fine and well, but you got to take the shots that are there. You can't just pass. You got to take shots when they're there for you. But 28 assists for the Knicks, 31 for the Nuggets. Both teams, 6 steals for the Knicks, 5 for the Nuggets, 6 blocks for the Knicks, 4 for the Nuggets. Both teams took care of the basketball, only 9 turnovers. The Nuggets just shot the ball better than the Knicks from the field, 53.6%. The Knicks 48.1%. The Knicks 35.5% from the three-point line. The Nuggets 30%. The Nuggets shot better from the free throw line at 85%. The Knicks were 76.5%. But here you go, points in the paint. The Nuggets dominate the Knicks points in the paint. The Nuggets 66. The Knicks only 46. 17 second chance points for the Nuggets, 8 for the Knicks. 16 fast break points for the Nuggets, 7 for the Knicks. Some critical areas where the Knicks did not compete with the Nuggets.
Are you able to see what the points in the paint was at the half? Because I thought it was even at the half.
I could try to check that out. I could check it out, but in the second half though, listen, the game was even in the first half though. If you think about it, you know what I'm saying? I think the Nuggets had a 5-point lead, but for the most part, the Knicks had a lead for a good portion of the first half. You know what I'm saying? And then, things kind of went downhill in the second half for the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I don't want to say it's a tough loss because the Knicks did go 3-1 on the trip, but I would have loved for the Knicks to get this win. I mean, they had won, 4 in a row? This would have been their 5th in a row. You're not going to beat everybody. Now, we just got to come back home and do it against Detroit. And I'm going to be in the building. They better win. I've been to 2 games this year.
Saturday, too.
You play Saturday, too? We've been in 2 games this year.
Saturday at 1 against the Nets.
Oh, that's right. We played the Nets on Saturday. I'm bugging. Yeah, we played the Nets on Saturday. So
I know you're excited about the Detroit.
You dig? That's Detroit game. The Monday Detroit game is on my mind. You know what I mean? We play Saturday against Brooklyn. We should be able to beat Brooklyn on Saturday and then beat Detroit on Monday. Should be right back to a 2-game win streak. If you want to call that a streak. Caller, you're live. Name me where you're from, please.
Hey, this is Bobby. Remember me?
Yes, sir. What's going on with you, man? How you feeling?
Good. I predicted the Knicks would go 3-1. You know the others this morning group, sports crew?
Yeah. Those are my guys over there.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, they asked me to predict the road trip. I said 3-1.
Okay. Well,
So
you were
I was
right.
pretty good at that.
Right.
And you know Chris the entertainer.
I know Chris. That's my guy.
That's how I got to know you, remember?
I remember very well.
Who's that new guy you with? What's his name?
My man right here, this is Tony. This is Tony Crow. He's not new.
I remember you too.
Well, I never met him before. Hi, Tony.
Okay.
What's going on, brother?
Tony's a good guy. Yeah, you're from New York too, Tony?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm originally from New York. I was born in the Bronx and moved to Queens.
So was I in the Bronx.
Where are you from? Queens too?
No, the Bronx.
Oh, what part of the Bronx?
Castle Hill.
I was living on 233rd Street. You know where that is?
Gun Hill?
Yeah, Gun Hill Road. Yeah, Gun Hill Road, yes. And you're from New York, right? You're the guy?
Yeah, I'm from upstate New York.
Good.
I'm from upstate New York.
Oh, right. You're upstate New York.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Way up New York again, or like where?
Albany area.
Oh, yeah, that's where the Giants used to train.
That's where the Giants used to train, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I missed that because it's only an hour and a half from me. But now, if I want to go see them, it's down in New Jersey. So I'm still a Giant fan. So,
Okay.
But the Knicks, I'm telling you, the last time they won, I was only 4 years old.
Yeah.
1972.
So what did you think about tonight's game?
Well, like you brought out good points. I agree with your points you brought out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think they would go 4-0 on the trip. I thought they were going to have trouble against Denver.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah. I mean, but the
They
thing is,
win every game on the road.
Yeah, the thing is, they went 3-0 and had a chance to go 4-0. So I mean, listen, 3-1 is not bad.
Yeah, 4-0 would have been better.
It would have been beautiful.
Better than 2-2, right? Yeah.
Yeah, way better than 2-2.
I said 3-1. You got to give them. You know, you can't. To me, the Knicks are having a great year compared to what I thought they were going to have. Anyway, I thought they were going to stink this year. I was proven wrong, of course. I wish the Celtics drop a little bit. But they're not.
Well,
so.
Listen, the Knicks just got to get healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, it's looking like it's becoming more difficult for them to get healthy, but get healthy and then, you know, take care of business when they're healthy. But Bobby,
you want to hear something else?
Yeah, what's
My
that?
friend from Queens, he lives up here he lives in New Hampshire, right? So guess what team he likes?
Which team?
The Boston Celtics. He goes to every home game in Boston, which is, I said, how do you like the Celtics over the Knicks. I don't know. Well, he married a woman in New Hampshire. I guess she's a Celtic fan, so.
Yeah. Well, sometimes
But
you got to
he's a
do
Jet
that.
fan, though.
Sometimes you got to do that, but you know what I mean? I don't know. But Bobby,
But still,
my man, I appreciate the time. I got some other people.
I know I
calling.
talk a lot. You know I talk a lot. I'm from New York.
I feel
nice meeting the other guy, too. I like the other guy, too.
No doubt. Hey, I appreciate you, my brother. Have a good one.
Well, you guys have a good night. Thank you for having me on.
All right. Appreciate it. That was Bobby, ladies and gentlemen.
Should have converted her to a Knicks fan instead of giving in.
Yeah. I mean, I really can't even be mad about tonight's loss. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you this. I seen someone saying in the chat that the Knicks should not have started Deuce. Do you agree or disagree?
I honestly would have started Bogey or started Precious just because I know they are a physical big team that is like basically that whole rebounding thing. I'm not putting that on Deuce, but I wouldn't have started Deuce tonight. The fact that he did it against Golden State, it was like kudos to Tibbs because I thought that was matchup based.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he adjusted tonight. I think he, what I mean, he liked what he saw against Golden State. It was like I'm gonna rock out with it. But yeah, I wouldn't have started Deuce tonight. I would have definitely went big. Porter Jr. I mean, the defense on him was good tonight.
Right.
He was shooting right over people.
Right.
Like hand in his face, all that.
Yeah. I guess the only thing I'm thinking is that maybe he felt, all right, you know what? Let's see if we're catching lightning in a bottle. You know what I'm saying? He had the best game of his NBA career last game. Maybe he's hot. Sometimes that happens. Players are hot. They get hot and you're able to capture it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at it, and it's kind of good for his morale. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to have his best game, and now you're like, all right, thanks, good job, back to the second unit. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? It's just from a matchup standpoint, is the way I was thinking of it.
Yeah,
not like no knock on Deuce.
Yeah, no,
but
I hear you.
That's a huge team.
Yeah,
Aaron Gordon, Porter Jr., Jokic. They all 6'10", right? 6'10" or taller.
Yeah.
And so it's not really Deuce's fault. Even if it was Josh Hart sitting in for Precious or for Bogey, just to have some size out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah. I get it. I mean, I see both ways. You know what I'm saying? If you have success one time, you might say, well, let me see if I can duplicate that success. You know what I'm saying? It didn't happen. It didn't happen against the Nuggets tonight. I don't know if starting Precious would have changed it. It could have. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm not going to argue with it. Can't be mad with it. You know what I mean? And I guess what's going to be interesting to see is, does he stick with Deuce in the starting lineup? Do you think? Do you think he sticks with Deuce in the starting lineup right now?
I do, because he did it today. Because you know what I mean? Like if you wasn't making an adjustment for matchups, then I don't see why you change it for the Nets.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like.
Right. Well, what is it then that's making him change? I mean, we can understand why he did it versus Golden State. What's making him change now? Because Josh Hart has been playing such amazing basketball?
Oh, I mean, that could be it. I don't think this is one thing that I see that I think Tibbs doesn't look at it, doesn't see, or doesn't look at it that way. Like, Josh Hart at the 4 is capable, but he's at a disadvantage.
Right.
I don't think Tibbs looks at it like he's at a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? I think he's like he could get the job done.
Yeah, right. No, that's
what it
exactly
is.
the truth. Yeah, he doesn't see it. He doesn't see it a disadvantage.
So I think that's my logical. Like my logic tells me different. Like yeah, he could do it if it's a necessity, but it's not. It's not. He's not going to be at his full strength. You know what I
Right.
mean? His full strength is doing that at the 3 or at the 2, where he, you know what I mean? Now he's at an advantage playing the way he plays.
Yeah,
So that's just the way I look at it.
yeah. I mean, man, you're looking at 4 guys, 6'4" or under in that starting lineup, and then Isaiah Hartenstein. That's small, bro. That's rec league. Almost, minus the 7 footer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You might find one 7
You
foot
might
out
you,
there.
you might
know what I mean?
you
Like-
might find one somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's men's league. That's crazy. 6'4" guys in the starting lineup, 6'4" or under in the starting lineup. That's crazy.
And that's what I mean. If he didn't change it for a lineup that got 3, 6, 10 guys, you know what I mean? Like he rock it out until somebody's healthy and comes back.
Yeah, yeah, that's something. But hey, you know what? People complain that Tibbs doesn't try to take any, make any adjustments or take chances or do things like that. He tried something.
And that just proves again that Deuce has solidified his spot in the rotation.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. Ain't no doubt about that. Deuce has solidified his spot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's in the rotation. He's solidified his spot. You know what I mean? He solidified that. And kudos to Deuce for that. Because even tonight, he had his 11 points. He didn't have 26 like he did the other night, but he had his 11 points, or 29 like he did the other night. But he had his 11 points. You know what I mean? Maybe struggled a little bit on defense. But he's always going to give you, he's going to give you top-notch defense. Struggled for Deuce, I guess, on the defensive side. You know what I mean? Let me ask you this. If the Knicks have OG, do they win this game?
Considering how close it was, I could.
Right.
You can make the argument.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's not me being a homer if I say yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think so. If the Knicks have OG, they probably win the game. You know what I mean?
I love the fact that we got Denver's full attentive effort, and we was right there. I love that. You know what I mean?
Right, and we were right there. You know what I'm saying? We were right there. If the Knicks can, it's just finding a way. We keep saying it, finding a way to get healthy. And they're struggling to get healthy and stay healthy.
And the beginning of the game felt like a playoff game.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
The intensity out there, the slow pace, the feeling each other out.
Right. The Knicks just became it just kind of became, they just didn't have enough talent to compete with the Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? You just didn't have enough. So yeah, they could fight and battle for a period, but they didn't have enough to finish it out and actually be able to win the game. I do agree. If OG was there, the game would have been significantly different. I don't think you would have seen so many holes in the Knicks defense. I mean, the Nuggets got a lot of open shots tonight, I thought. A lot of shots at the basket. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to double them. You know what I'm saying? It was hard You know, it was like and the double teams didn't even seem to be aggressive. They didn't seem to bother the Nuggets because the Nuggets could pass over top of them easily enough. You know what I'm saying? Because the Knicks were playing small.
I look at it from a simple fact. If OG was guarding Porter, that you score 10 less points. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like just so like Jokic, let Jokic do what he did. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If Murray still does what he did, it was, you know what I mean? We needed somebody to affect Porter's shot.
Yeah.
Make him second guess because he was just rising.
Yeah, we needed
Like
somebody.
he didn't see the hand.
We needed somebody to put him on the floor when he threw it off the backboard to himself. That's what we needed.
Who do you blame in that moment? Because I watched it a couple times, and Hartenstein stopped him from shooting an initial shot, but kept running past him because that's where Jokic was. You know what I mean? So I think he made the right play. DiVincenzo was still on his side when he threw it off the backboard.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just one of those situation of circumstance. He found himself in a position. I don't think he didn't mean to do it. He found himself in a position where if I throw it off the backboard, I got my own rebound. You know what I'm saying? So instead of taking this little floater here, let me just throw it off the backboard because I can get it. You know?
I mean, all right, I agree with you, but the reason I'm asking is because everybody went crazy when and Edwards did that to us, right? I think it was Edwards, and they made it. I mean, maybe it's just because it's Ant Edwards, but they made a whole spectacle about it. You know what I mean? And I felt the same way about his. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was stuck in a position. he really couldn't do nothing. Good play. You know what I mean?
Right. Heady play. You know what I'm saying? Heady play. You know what I'm saying? Obviously the Nuggets fans were gonna go crazy about it, but I didn't think it was like, oh my God, look what he just like. If you got 5 people in the paint and you're on a fast break and you come down and you throw it off the backboard and then you jump over everyone and catch it, I'll go crazy over that. You know what I'm saying? I'll go crazy over that. That right there is, it was all right, but it wasn't crazy in my opinion. It was all right. Found it through circumstance and capitalized off of it. Good play. Good play. What are you going to do? Do you have a player of the game for the Knicks, though?
I heard.
Yeah, got to be, right? 20 points. I mean, he was doing his thing against Jokic tonight. I feel like, maybe the Knicks found something that they can use with him because he had a couple of post moves. You know what I'm saying? Scored in the post a little bit. 20 points, what was it? 8 rebounds for iHeart tonight. Second leading scorer on the team, even though the Knicks only scored 100. Second leading scorer on the team. Hopefully the Knicks, they figured out that maybe he can score in the post a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And you can create a little bit more havoc that way. I know the Knicks are doing a lot of slicing, dicing, running, and cutting. You know what I mean? But you still need someone who can get you some buckets in the post. If you can find iHeart doing some of those things, that's great. That's really good. They found a way to chip away at some of the zone that Denver was playing. Some pick and roll basketball with iHeart. So hopefully the Knicks are learning to expand their offense. So when Randall comes back, when OG is back, their offense is expanded a little bit more. They've learned how to use iHeart. Brunson and iHeart maybe have a little bit of chemistry going on. DiVincenzo and iHeart, all of those things that will make their offense even that much more lethal at some point in time, that's what I'm hoping that the Knicks are gaining from this experience, from this entire experience. You know what I mean? What do you think about the next game against Brooklyn?
As long as they maintain their focus, like it seems like they have over this stretch, you know what I mean? Like, I think we're gonna be fine. I think we trying to I think we still trying to win these games and advance as much as we can to the best seeding possible.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I know we don't like the fact that we just dropped now, considering Orlando won. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think we're gonna be focused to get back on track.
Yeah. I mean, right now, Brooklyn's in the 11th seed. They're 5 games behind Atlanta, though. So, they're not catching Atlanta. They've lost 5 in a row. At this point,
Yeah, but I'm sure they gonna want to play Spoilmaker,
Oh,
so
yeah.
they ain't gonna
Oh,
lay down.
especially over the Knicks.
You know what I mean?
Especially over the Knicks. You know what I mean? Right now, I was trying to look and see what Orlando's schedule looks like coming up.
It's a little tough, but they won against the Pelicans, and I really was, you know what I mean? I was marking that as a loss for them.
Right.
So I think they got the Lakers coming up. They might be on a West Coast trip too.
Yeah, so coming up, they just beat the Pelicans. They play Sacramento on the 23rd. They play Golden State on the 27th. Then they play the Clippers on the 29th. They play Memphis on the 30th. They play Portland on the 1st.
Yeah, I was hoping they lost all the way up into them last 2.
Yeah.
And here they are. They, you know what I mean?
Right, and then they play
Ingram got hurt.
Right, and then they play the Pelicans again. They play Charlotte, Chicago, Houston. Yeah, so right now it looks like they're home. They play Sacramento at home. They play Golden State at home. They play the Clippers at home. They play Memphis at home. They play Portland at home. Then they go to New Orleans. They go to Charlotte. They play Chicago at home. Then they go to Houston April 9th. That's the last game of the season.
That's weird. I thought they was on a West Coast trip. They got all these West Coast teams coming to them.
Right. All these West Coast teams coming to them.
That's crazy.
Because that would have been a wild West Coast trip. That would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in a row. I don't know if I've ever seen a 6-game West Coast trip.
I thought we've had one. Or at least a 5-game.
Yeah, they know. Yeah. We've had 5 games. No, not this year. Not this year. But that schedule is, Sacramento.
They're at home. That's their advantage right now.
That's their advantage.
But they got tough. It's a tough schedule. Like honestly, I thought they could fall anywhere from like a game under 500 to like a game over 500. You know what I mean? Anywhere in between there.
Right.
Because it's some tough opponents in there.
Yeah, the Knicks schedule coming up, they play Brooklyn, Detroit, Toronto, San Antonio. The Knicks have a chance to get a 4-game win streak right there, another 4-game win streak, right? Then it's OKC, Miami, Sacramento, Chicago, Milwaukee. So they don't play Boston again. Well, that stopped at April 7th.
Yeah, we play into the 14th, I think.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that stopped at April 7th, so I'm not going to go all the way down to it. But the next 4 games, the Knicks are going to have a chance to go. They'll have a chance to go 4-0 over the next 4 games. They'll have a chance to go 4-0.
Get some guys back.
Right. Hopefully get some guys back. That's obviously that's the key for the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Being able to get guys back. They just haven't been able to, get healthy for this for the stretch of this season. But they've found a way to win basketball games. So you got to give them kudos for that, right? Got to give them kudos for that.
Are you more optimistic about Randall or more concerned about Randall, considering he hasn't come back yet?
More concerned.
And Do you think it's a physical thing or a mental thing? And I don't mean this as a slight, you know what I mean? But obviously, if you thinking you don't want to hurt it, you know what I mean? You might not. You know what I mean? You might not want to give it a go.
Right. I don't know.
Because that's a tough decision. And honestly, I wouldn't be mad at him if he would have got the surgery from jump. You know what I mean? If again, assuming he has to get it either way.
Right. Yeah, it's hard. I don't know. I don't know if it's mental or actually physical. Right now, obviously, he wants to come back and play, at a very high level. The Knicks need him to come back and play at a very high level. You know what I mean?
That could be it too. If I'm not 100, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because he's been there, right? He's been there, and he's like, "Yo, listen, I'm not trying to hear nothing from nobody." Yeah, it's a tough call, man. It's a tough call. I'm hoping that the Knicks get him back to what's the Knicks record right now?
41 and
28?
9?
41 and 28.
41 and 28.
41 and 28. So that's 60. The Knicks have 13 games left. 13 games left. So
9 and 4.
Yeah, go 9 and 4. We can get to 50 wins. You think we do it?
I think so. Somebody said Julius looked good in warm-ups. I didn't see that early in the
Yeah, I mean, but it's been every single night that the Knicks play that he looks good in warm-ups.
Yeah.
He's always looking good warming up.
You know what? That might be part of my PTSD. I haven't really seen him since that first day. So yeah, it's like if I seen him in warm-ups, I might feel more encouraged about.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's still out there. He's still doing his thing.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna head off because I'm really tired. I've been moving stuff all day long, trying to, I'm selling the house, so I've had a lot of work to do over the last couple of months to get this thing prepared. You know what I mean? Finally got a buyer on it, so now I got to get things prepared for that, for some of the updates that they were looking for. But anyway, that's besides the point. I'm tired. You know what I mean? I want to get some rest. I'm driving to New York tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure I'm well rested for that. So I'm gonna get up out of here. Tony, any last words before we break?
Let's get this win on Saturday. Are you gonna be you gonna be doing the post game and all that?
Yeah,
Saturday?
on Saturday, not on Monday.
All right.
So
all right.
But I'll be doing it on Saturday though.
No doubt. Well,
Yeah.
I will see you Saturday, son.
Definitely. But I'll be trying to knock out that game preview. I'm not gonna be in Maryland, so I don't have to work on the house and all of that. That's why I haven't been able to do the game previews. Been doing a lot of work on the house. But Saturday, I'll be in New York. So, I'll do a game preview and a post-game show.
No doubt. No doubt.
So, ladies and
I
gentlemen,
probably won't make the preview, but I'll see you on the post game.
no doubt. All right, folks. I appreciate your time. I'm out of here. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK. but Knicks.